What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk a bit about this Bobby Kotick situation. I guess, is it even a situation? I don't know. Basically, he left. If you weren't aware, he was, I guess, CEO of Activision. If not CEO, he's CEO, right? Yeah, for sure. He's CEO of Activision. And obviously, if you've played any Call of Duty game, any Activision title recently, you guys know that a lot of the Activision titles have really fallen off a cliff. A lot of these games are no longer, the franchise they were. A lot of these games were just not as fun as they used to be. Obviously, Call of Duty is the main example, but there's other games like, I think, Crash Bandicoot. I don't even know. I don't even play any other games. I barely play games to begin with nowadays. And yeah, Call of Duty, there's some old gameplays here. And unfortunately, yeah, Call of Duty is just not what it used to be. And a lot of people blame Bobby Kotick for this, right? A lot of people think he's this guy who's this little troll in his studio, hitting the, turning the SBMM knob, switch. He's switching it on and off. People think he's some mastermind like that. I don't think so. I think he's just some corporate dude, you know what I mean? And obviously, a lot of allegations have been against him, right? A lot of sexual assault allegations, a lot of just mistreating employees and definitely being sexist for sure. And so a lot of people, are rejoicing at the fact that he has officially, been removed because Microsoft, bought Activision and all that deal. A lot of people are rejoicing this. Me personally, I get it. I get the cheers and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm like, let's see Microsoft do something before we start clapping our hands, right? If the next Call of Duty game, maybe the games after that or something like that, they're vastly different, they're much better, much more fun or whatever, then we'll be like, okay, yeah, Bobby Kotick's leadership was just trash, right? But if the next games are the exact same, right? The same graphics, same title, same engine, same matchmaking, and maybe the only difference is the prices of microtransactions, or they're more common or less common. If it's a small, minute difference like that, then we're, are we really supposed to just cheer that Bobby Kotick is gone? I don't know about that, man. But I did want to talk about this tweet that gained a lot of attention a couple days ago. I know I haven't really been up to date with Call of Duty news. Can't really blame me. It's, not the most exciting thing in the world anymore. But basically this Twitter or X user called Christina, her @ is Chopsky or something like that. She says, I worked on COD for 2 years as a programmer at Demonware. Bobby's decisions made our games worse. In my first month, it came out he threatened to have an employee killed. In the all hands that followed, no one wanted to speak first, so I demanded his firing in front of everyone. And she goes on to say more. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but a lot of people have also I guess people who have been working under Activision, a lot of people are saying as far as the Overwatch 2 team and stuff like that, he basically didn't support them. There was scandals during that game's launch. And so a lot of people, they think there was petitions to replace Bobby Kotick from multiple instances. People just were not happy. And so when it comes down to it, if people are that unhappy with the CEO, if people are saying that a CEO is, giving out death threats of all things, I don't know, man. I think you probably did something wrong there, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Bobby billionaire. This dude is literally a billionaire. I don't know what his deal is, right? What is your benefit? You're already rich. You're already extremely powerful in the world. Why, why did they need to do all this extra stuff? I don't get it. You know what I mean? If you're poor and you're stealing for money or something, I don't condone it, but I get it, right? You need this. These dudes are rich. These dudes have more money than they know what to do with, and not only do they not better the world, but they make the world worse, right? Harassing people, letting these frat house behaviors go on. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff. If you can go look those up, Activision frat house behavior, a lot of I think there was drinking and just making fun of female employees blatantly in public. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff just went unnoticed, or not unnoticed, but I guess unstopped, right? Nobody stopped any poor behavior. I'm not saying Bobby woke up every day and was harassing people. Obviously, it's probably not that easy, not that simple, but he probably knew a lot of stuff that was going on and chose not to do anything about it, which in short, in reality, makes him pretty much as guilty as the guilty parties. I would not be surprised if he was friends with these guilty parties, right? That seems like the kind of person he would be just based on these allegations. Again, I'm not saying any of this is a concrete fact or anything like that. The only concrete facts we know is that Bobby Kotick is officially out of CEO via January 1st, 2024, which happened a couple days ago now at the time you guys are watching this. And so it definitely remains to be seen as to, what exactly we're going to see from Call of Duty going forward. Do I personally have any hope for the future of this franchise? At the moment, no. I think that Modern Warfare 3 is a fine game. It's not bad at all. In my last video, I get why people say this, but like people were saying like, oh, you were deriding this game before and now you hate it or whatever. I definitely don't hate the game. It's just, it's the COD cycle. It's not even a bad game. It's just the game itself, the idea of the Call of Duty itself just isn't sustainable for 12 months anymore. It, to be honest with you, is barely sustainable for 3 months. I think that they should really make the game pretty much free to play and then just continually update the game and then charge these microtransactions. I think you'd have a much bigger player base. I think with the much bigger player base, the skill-based matchmaking wouldn't feel as thick. Like just so many more benefits would happen if they lower the price or made the game free. I think $70 for this title is pretty outrageous. And keep in mind, I play this game not for a living, but I make money off of this game. Keep in mind, that's from someone who is getting paid to play the game, getting paid to talk about the game. And I think the price is too high, right? I'm essentially getting the game for free and then some every single year just by making these videos. And I think it's too high. Imagine what someone who plays 2 hours a week would think, right? Like you're playing a game casually for 2 hours a week. Are you really going to drop $70 on this when you could just play, a free game like Fortnite, like Apex Legends or the Finals? I heard, a couple of good things about that game that came out. And no, I know a lot of people are also saying from my last video, oh, just play another game, just stream another game, just talk about another game. Guys, I don't play other games, that's the thing. Call of Duty is my game. And so when Call of Duty sucks, I'm kind of sandwiched. I'm kind of boxed into, well, that kind of sucks. I don't really know what to do from here. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of other options I can do in reality. So yeah, that sucks. And the situation we're in obviously sucks. I saw Prestigious Key make a video for his 2024 thing or something like that. And he basically talked about how COD is not interesting to him as well. And I'm pretty much right there, dude. I'm pretty much right there. I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of Prestigious Key or anything like that, but I totally get where he's coming from. This dude used to eat, breathe, and live Call of Duty, and this dude's not having fun, right? Imagine how badly you have to fall off for Call of Duty to alienate its biggest fans, its biggest gaming whales, people who used to breathe this game. Even back in the day, your Chris Smoove, your X-Jaws, your White Boy 7th Street, Woody's Gamertag, Drifter, Timor, and Ali, all these old dudes don't play this game anymore, and it's partially because the game's not as hot, the game doesn't sell as much, and their channels, their lives are basically dependent on views. So if something's not getting views, they got to switch something up. And I just think with the current situation here, we're not in good shape. If you're a Call of Duty fan, new or old, casual or pro, we're not in good shape. I don't think Warzone's super fun. I've dabbled in that as well. I don't think Zombies has the legs to go, and obviously multiplayer isn't terrible, but it gets stale. It gets old very quickly, especially because we have such little content so infrequently, right? 2 new maps every 2.5 months or something like that. Very, very infrequent, very just leaves a lot to be desired, right? It's so easy to play those 2 maps for 4 hours and be done and be like, hey, I just played for 4 hours and I have no interest in playing for the next 2 months. It's just a terrible, terrible feeling. And I don't even know necessarily if more new content will happen, better things. I think you need smaller, quicker doses of more content, which I guess in short is asking for more content. But I'm not saying every week you gotta drop a map or something like that, but more continuous updates, more than just playlist updates and gun changes. Yes, that changes some things here and there, but at the end of the day, you're still using the same guns, and if you don't, you're gravitating to the next best gun. It's not going to make you feel that much better. It's not going to make you feel that much different, right? The game is still inherently the same. And so I don't know. I think it's just kind of the COD cycle mixed with the fact that me personally, I know a couple of people called this in the comment section too, but me personally, I am just getting kind of burnt out in Call of Duty. And it's not this specific COD, it's not going to be the next COD's fault. It's just the way Call of Duty is built. It's built so that I am going to get burnt out. It's built so that you will eventually get burnt out, especially with this thick skill-based matchmaking, right? Like, it's designed to get you to sweat. It's designed to get you to be as annoyed as possible, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, man, that's basically it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, if you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate the recent support, as slow as the channel is growing. Hoping to make more videos, you know, up in the upcoming future, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, leave a comment in the comment section, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace, and peace.